All right, welcome back to the Real Music Observer. My name is Dave, observing real music in real time for real people, just like you, right there, and me right here. Hey, last night, a retweet that someone sent to me, Neal Schon Music. You can follow him, by the way, at Neal Schon Music, okay, on Twitter. I can't follow Neal Schon because he's blocked me, okay? He's done this. Because long ago I questioned the logic of him blowing up Twitter regarding his bandmate Jonathan Cain, and also saying that Ross Valerie was no help and Arnell needs to be more grateful, and all those fun, exciting observations that he has made. Now, last night's retweet, though, was kind of funny, and in not necessarily a shift in my own opinions about Neal Schon, but he's retweeting what someone said about Paula White's resurrection seeds. If you don't know what those are, you're gonna have to look into it because it would be another video. But more or less saying that maybe Paula can use her resurrection seeds to bring the old journey back with Steve and Gregg. And he retweets that. So he's more or less agreeing with the fan who says, we don't need Cain. Let's get Steve back. And again, Steve's not coming back. Does Steve really want to be in this hot mess? Does Steve Perry, the voice, want to, even Steve at 30%, does he want to mess around with this clown show right now? Because it's ridiculous. Okay, you got one guy, the keyboard player, all right, Jonathan Cain. Now, look, I'm not going to start being derogatory by just calling him the keyboard player. He's a great keyboard player. He seems like a fine man. Herbie Herbert wasn't too keen on the guy back in 1980 or 81, but that's another video. And I think, again, I would say through this entire process, if you look at the behavior of Cain versus Schon, Cain has kept his powder relatively dry, where Neal Schon is just like, it's this onslaught of, hey, look at me, hey, my side is better, hey, I want to get Perry and Rolie back and have a classic band. Okay, are you going to get Ross in that band? Because you said he was no help. And you're obviously kicking your protege to the curb, the guy that you found on YouTube, Arnell, to the curb. And look, that's fine. If you think you can pull that off, yeah, that would probably get a lot of interest in Journey again. If you could get Perry and Rolie. Perry, by the way, was not a huge Rolie fan. Rolie said in a couple of interviews that, they really didn't want me to sing, and they wanted Steve to sing. So there was tension there. This crap again about, oh, the road is just too hard for me. Really? The road was too hard for you when the band was at its peak and you weren't singing that much? All you had to do was play keyboards and sing a little bit on a couple of tracks? Perry's the guy who had to, kill his voice every night like Arnell has. So please, it's just goofy. I'm still not buying it. I mean, 5 years later, you were back recording albums and going out on the road, and then you were with The Storm, and you've been touring off and on in recent years. So, again, I like Gregg Rolie, but his story is BS to me. It's just BS. It's like, oh, you were conflicted. They brought a guy in who could take the band to the next level. You helped say this is the guy that, the band should get, meaning Jonathan Cain. But since then, it's a hot mess. So what does this retweet have to do with anything? Well, it shows me that Schon is still lobbying. He's whatever. How about talk about the Blues Project or whatever? You're still taking these sort of ornery people that like you, and you're giving them a voice, and then you're validating what they're saying. See, Twitter is complex, people, because if you retweet something, you're saying, I agree with what this person's saying, and even though I didn't say it, and I can claim I didn't say it, because it was them, and I was just retweeting what they were saying. We've had this conversation about this stuff before. And look, Neal Schon, I think, has a point with the level of sort of oddball religious behavior that's over on Team Kane. And I was told that maybe Kane is being sort of brought along unwillingly to certain events and things that maybe he doesn't feel 100% comfortable in. I can't confirm that because I haven't talked to Kane himself, but this could be part of, you know, something that he has to do as being married to Paula White. Again, Paula White's religion, not my religion. I've tried to stick up for her to some degree. This has nothing to do, by the way, with politics and the President of the United States. So all of you that are looking to pick a fight with me that I'm this Trump guy or that, and before I was told that I was a trumpet for Paula White, which is pretty hysterical. I don't even know what that means, but apparently it's some sort of religious jargon that I don't use. But here's the bottom line through all this. If you're a Steve Perry fan, this stokes more interest and maybe some controversy. Is Perry gonna come back with Schon and Rolie? Ooh, that would be interesting. And somebody has got a video up, I believe, on YouTube, my nemesis channel that I'm still trying to work through, saying that would a Steve Perry reunion save Journey? Don't know. I'm sure Gregg Rolie can play all of those electronic synthesizer parts that John Kane wrote. So it would be Rolie, Perry, Schon. I'm thinking Castronovo comes back, and they just get a bass player from somewhere, because maybe Ross doesn't come back. Maybe he does. It would be interesting. So that's it for my video. Neal Schon using Twitter again to stoke all kinds of controversy and interest in a possible Steve Perry Journey reunion. Talk to you later, everybody.